Hello and welcome to the Entrepreneur Experts Cafe, sponsored by Entrepreneurs Rocket Fuel. I am Kimberly Hobscheid, your host and the creator of the Facebook community, Entrepreneurs Rocket Fuel, a community by entrepreneurs for entrepreneurs, helping entrepreneurs and experts get their business to the next level. Come join the community and the conversation at www.entrepreneursrocketfuel.com/Facebook. Today, I'm going to interview Marsha Gleit. Marsha is an expert on women's leadership success. Marsha, welcome to the Entrepreneur Experts Cafe.
Thank you so much. So great to be here with you.
It's a delight to have you. So tell us how you became an expert on women's leadership success.
You know, I was once told that you become an expert on something that you have done yourself. And I thought about that and I'm like, what have I done? Right? What have I done? Well, I am an entrepreneur. Okay. But what have I done my whole career, which was finance and accounting? And yeah, I could be an expert on numbers, but that's not very exciting. But you know what? I learned how to manage people, and I learned how I got stuck in my jobs because I wasn't putting my best foot forward. I wasn't taking responsibility for my leadership and my voice. And I thought, what better to teach women but how to use their voice, take care of themselves, put themselves first, and create amazing teams and be an amazing leader. So that's what I do.
I love that. And when people come to you, are they women who are working as entrepreneurs? Are they in corporate? Are they stay-at-home moms? Like, who comes to you and is like, I'm ready to step into my leadership and become a little bit more successful?
You know, the interesting thing is we're all leaders,
right?
Right? So whether you're a stay-at-home mom and not all you're doing, because I think that's the hardest job, right? But I remember once being told, I'm not a stay-at-home mom, I'm a domestic engineer. And I thought, wow, what a great title, right? Because what am I doing? I am forever leading my whole family, right? And what a better way to learn skills about how to manage people is by managing your children, no matter how old they are, right? Young ones, old ones, whatever they are, right? We're managing them. We're managing our spouse. We're managing our house. We're managing, right, where we need to be and when we need to be there. And then on top of that, I have a side hustle, right? And now the stay-at-home mom, the domestic engineer, is also a thriving entrepreneur, right?
Yep.
Or they're the same mom that's now working from home during COVID, right? In her career
as a teacher, right?
And she's a teacher,
yeah,
right?
Absolutely.
But she's managing her team that she can't even see. So when they're ready and they just know I could be happier than what I'm doing right now, I'm ready to step into my power and into my leadership. And that's the key to my client who succeeds the most.
I love that. All right. So what are people doing that are like mistakes that they're making as they're coming into leadership, as they're like, I want to be a leader and I feel like I should be a leader, but things aren't working out so well for me. What's happening? What are some of the mistakes people are making?
Right. Well, the first problem that a lot of leaders have, and we think of managers or team leaders, right? And what did they do? They did their job the best, and now they're promoted and they're like, okay, I am a leader. Now what do I do, right? And they feel like that rubber band, right? They're being pulled this way, and then their family is pulling them this way,
Sure.
right? And then what happens? You're going to burst. But the most important thing that you can do to keep yourself from bursting is you got to take care of you.
So
you got to put yourself first. And that is the first place that I start. And that's the first thing that I find in order to step into your leadership and your power is that you're forgetting that you're important, that you're the most important. And when your tank is empty, how do you lead anybody else? How do you support anybody else? And then the second.
Go ahead. Is that a matter of putting like your face mask on first before assisting others? Is that how they talk about that?
Yeah, remember when we used to fly on airplanes and the stewardess do you remember that? I don't remember the last time I flew anywhere. I I almost can't wait to hear that, right? We used to fly so much. We were like, I don't want to hear when the flight attendant does the oxygen mask thing. But now I'm like craving it, right? Yeah, it's putting yourself first. It's taking either 10 minutes a day before you go to bed or the 10 minutes in the morning to be grateful before you step out of bed. And you just be able to step into your greatness. You're your greatness. And when we trust ourselves because we put ourselves first, then we become empowered and amazing, successful leaders.
Well, when you and I first met, you talked about today is your someday. So tell me a little bit about what that means to you.
Today is your someday. So I'm going to go back to our first interview that we had, if you remember. And at that point, my dear friend Kimberly said, I want to, do you remember what you said? What did you want to do? You wanted to do a TEDx talk.
Oh, yeah.
Remember? And what did we say? Today is your someday.
That's right.
There's no day like today to start doing what it is you want to do. And I still believe that, right? Tomorrow never comes. Next week may or may not come. Next year is too far along, too far away, right? We make our vision boards, we make our New Year's resolutions. And why don't we keep them? Because we didn't start today. We started someday. And if today could be your someday, what is it you'd want to do? What fires you up? And I'm fired up today because I'm spending time with you, and we made today our someday to do that.
So you primarily help entrepreneurs get to like moving forward. Do you feel like entrepreneurs sometimes get stuck in the minutia, like I need to accomplish I'll put everything on a spreadsheet and get organized and then I'll start working? Or
Yes.
do you feel like people get stuck in the little stuff, or do you think that they also can get stuck in like that big picture? Oh, one day I'll be a bazillionaire and it's just a matter of time, and then they like lose track of what they need to do today? Or is it a combination of both?
It's a combination of both. And somebody once said to me, I love this. They said, you know what? Entrepreneurs leave their job because they don't like their boss. But the one thing that they need is a boss.
Well, that's true. I've heard a lot of people say, would you fire yourself if you were your own employee? Like, like, have I been, but also entrepreneurs do have a tendency to stay busy, but not on the things that can be productive. Like I worked 12 hours today. And did they work 12 hours bringing a new business, or did they work 12 hours just like cutting through email that didn't get them anywhere, kind of thing? So
exactly.
What
You're
are
right.
on that? Like, how do you get to the point where you're like, no, I need to make an impact. I need to be a leader. I need to be a success. And I'm enough with the email and enough with the minutia. I need to get moving forward on step 1, 2, and 3 today.
So there's two things that I think about. First of all is follow the money. Okay. What's going to make you money today? Is it reading that email, or is it making that phone call? Now, I don't want to make that phone call because I'm afraid of who's going to answer the phone. But that phone call could be a potential client where the email may not. So follow the money, right? Second thing is have a plan. Have a plan, okay? Figure out where you need to start and what is individual steps. Now, I had somebody, I just talked to a client, okay? And she's like, I got to do this, I got to do this, I got to do this. I go, what do you got to do first? And she's like, I got to do this first. But before I can do this, I need to hire someone to help me do this. I said, then hiring somebody is before this. And what do you need before you hire somebody? I don't have any money. I go, then you got to make some money, right? So she knew how to do everything. And I said, no, you got to start with where you want to be. And you got to say, what do I need to do right before that? What do I need to do right before that? What do I need to do right before that? And that's how I once learned that, oh my God, so many years ago when I was doing process reengineering. And someone said, the only way that you can follow the tasks is if you know where you want to go, and you got to know right what you need to do right before that. And that works well with anything we want to do. You want to do a webinar? You want to launch a new product? You want to write a book? You want to give your kids a bath? Whatever it is you want to do, right? You can't put the kid in the bathtub if you didn't put water in the bathtub.
You're not wrong. I actually call that the natural next step. So I know that a lot of entrepreneurs get stuck thinking about the minutia and like, oh, I have all these emails and they're stuck in that. That's one thing. But then there's the big thinkers, and a lot of entrepreneurs are big thinkers, and they're like, one day I'm going to be a bazillionaire. One day I'm going to live the freedom life. But right now, it's just a matter of time, and they don't see the natural next step to get them there. And the natural next step might be picking up the phone and making that phone call, or making sure that the web page that they built, that's the sales page, actually gets mailed out to people who might buy it, or that they work that relationship with that joint venture partner who is going to promote them so that they can get seen and heard in a bigger way. Do you feel like that natural next step is what people sometimes look away from?
I think they do. I think they do. And I think that there's one thing even bigger than that is people talk all the time about your vision.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, right? But here's the problem with the word vision. It means to see. So you're only seeing what is out there versus embodying it with all of your senses, feeling it, touching it, loving it, right? Smelling it, hearing it. And when you feel it like that, you know this is what you want, and you're going to do whatever it takes to get there. You're going to forget about making excuses. You're going to stop blaming everybody else, and you're going to take responsibility for it. And however you get there, it's going to be your path and your journey. And one of the biggest things that people don't realize, especially as entrepreneurs, sometimes you just need somebody to support you and be accountable to, that's going to hold your feet to the fire and say, what'd you get done this week?
Well, that brings us to a really good place, because if people want to work with you, because clearly you're an expert on this area, if people want to work with you, how can they do that?
I would love for people who want to work with me, speakwithmarsha.com. Very easy, SPEAK with Marsha, MARSHA. Remember the Brady Bunch, Marsha. Right? That's how you get to me. And we'll do a 30-minute blind spot breakthrough call, and we'll just kind of figure out what's holding you back, and we'll see whether or not we're a good fit. Because not everyone's a good fit with everybody. So yeah.
Awesome. Well, if people really resonate, I recommend that you guys check it out. It's speakwithmarsha.com. That's speakwithmarsha, MARSHA.com. Check it out. Marsha, we're at time, but before we let you go, any final words for our crew?
You just follow your truth. Follow your truth, use your voice in any way that you can, and that's going to empower you to be the most successful leader in life.
I love it. All right, ladies and gentlemen, this was another episode of Entrepreneur Experts Cafe. We'll see you next time. Join us again. Cheers.